Today, family, friends, and the St. Louis community will say their final goodbyes to 4 children. The visitation and funeral plans for the young siblings.
The trial for the driver accused of causing the crash that injured Janae Edmondson starts next week. The court proceedings happening today.
After today's rain and snow wraps up, a warm, sunny weekend on the way. Temperatures climbing a good 20 to 30 degrees above average.
It's really, really fulfilling. It gives you strong emotions about what you're doing for the community.
Battling PTSD with a brush. The North County organization creating healing moments for veterans and seniors through art.
A lot of times the drive is the most positive thing they see all day.
Picking up passengers and lifting up their spirits. A bus driver in Mylou shares the meaning he's found in his 50-year-long career.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
Good snowy morning, everybody, but you know, why not? 80 degrees 2 days ago, and this today. Gotta love it, gotta love it. We are going to give you a live look from the storm tracker heading down Interstate 270 just south of us near Fenton. This is courtesy, of course, of the storm tracker. The roads don't look as bad as they did just a few minutes ago when we took this the last time, and it was on Interstate 64 at that time. It was a lot wetter than what it is right there in this shot. So maybe things are indeed improving this morning. Good morning. It is a Friday, though, so that's always a good sign, and it's the first day of March. I'm really not.
I'm Michelle Lee. I feel like spring is just wanting to get here. We want to say thanks for joining us, including those of you who might be watching us on 5 Plus. I feel like you could have a potentially busy day. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not yet, though.
Not yet, though. Fingers crossed.
Well, and if you've been listening, I've been saying this is going to wind down during the 5 o'clock hour, and that's exactly what we're finding now. So the worst of it's out of here. We're going to start to dry out here now over the next couple of hours. And what you saw from that shot, it is rain and snow. But whenever I say snow, everybody only hears snow.
Did you say snow?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Rain and snow.
Yes, and.
Yes, we have all of that this morning. So it's a mixture, and you can see from the radar, the green, that's the rain, the blue, that's the snow, and now it is lifting north of the St. Louis area. So areas south, you're starting to dry out, and we're right on the cusp of that in St. Louis Metro. Some parts of Jefferson, Franklin County, you're drying out as well, but St. Louis Metro, North County, you're the one folks that are still dealing with it, and then up into St. Charles County. All of this, again, lifting as we go through the next couple of hours. Temperatures have not fallen below freezing, so we're not worried about icing or sticking snow. It's all melting on contact. Temperatures today cool, 50s for highs, but the weekend, those temperatures really take off. We'll talk about that coming up. Let's say good morning to Paul Cook and track our traffic this morning. Good morning, Paul. What's happening out there?
Good morning, Anthony. Yes, and as predicted, it's winding down. So well done. And that's a bit of great news out there right now. So we want to make sure you could see near Zumble, though, because this is a parking garage there on the left side. Right now, though, you're moving. We did have an accident there just a few minutes ago, though, and it caused traffic to get down to the teens, and looks like it's still there. So, all right, 70 going westbound in St. Charles. That's your only big delay. Conditions are improving like we talked about, and you just have a little bit of construction to deal with. That starts a little later tonight on 270 at the Chain of Rocks. We'll have another take of traffic coming your way soon.
All right, thanks so much, Paul. This morning, we are continuing our coverage on a deadly Ferguson fire that killed 4 children. Funerals for the siblings will take place later today, and Sydney Stallworth is live in Chesterfield with more on today's services. Good morning, Sydney.
Good morning to you, Michelle. The 4 children who were killed in that Ferguson house fire last month will be laid to rest here in Chesterfield today. They'll all be honored in one service. It's going to be right here at the Crossing Church here in Chesterfield starting this afternoon. A visitation at 2:30 will start off the memorial services, remembering 2-year-old Millie Spader, 6-year-old Jackson Spader, and 9-year-old twins Ellie and Ivy Prusner. A service will follow at 6 p.m. A separate funeral will be held for their mother, Bertie Prusner. Investigators believe she intentionally set this fire after finding a note that outlined her intentions. This morning, we do have words from the father of 2 of the children, Jackson and Millie. His statement reads, quote, "The murder of my 2 beautiful children has changed my life forever. My friends and family are incredibly grateful for the outpouring of support from the community. Please keep us, the kids' classmates, and loved ones in your prayers. The children's funeral services will also be streamed online by the church for others wishing to pay their respects. That's the very latest from Chesterfield. I'm Sydney Stallworth, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Sydney. New this morning, at least one person has died from a 2-vehicle crash in downtown St. Louis. It happened just before 8:30 last night at Tucker and Convention Plaza. One person was thrown from the car and the other was trapped inside. The injured person is now in critical condition, and right now we don't know what caused that crash.
Well, in just hours, jury selection gets underway in the case of Daniel Riley. He's the driver accused of causing a crash that injured Janae Edmondson a little more than a year ago.
Our Travis Cummings is live for us this morning. He's outside the Carnahan Courthouse in downtown with more on this case. Travis?
Brittany and Michelle, good morning to you. You know, Janae Edmondson's experience here in St. Louis has sparked national attention and local attention about accountability here, especially when it comes to pedestrian safety, and not just for Daniel Riley, but for local leaders. Now, Riley is charged with armed criminal action and assault here in the city of St. Louis, and that's going to be something that is going to be deeply talked about here in this trial. So let me kind of get you into all of this and what's going to happen. Now, just a little bit of history here. Edmondson, now a Tennessee College volleyball manager, was struck by a vehicle in St. Louis on February 18th, 2023, causing both of her legs to be amputated. She was walking back to the hotel with her family after attending a high school volleyball tournament when she was hit. The driver, then 21-year-old Daniel Riley, was supposed to be on house arrest. The family later filed a lawsuit against Riley, the city of St. Louis, and 4 other defendants back in June. During a hearing earlier this week, a new jury trial date was set for March 5th, 2024. Now, cameras will not be allowed inside the courtroom for the jury selection process, but they will be rolling for opening statements up on Tuesday. Now, coming up in the next half hour, we're going to look at some of Daniel Riley's history. Live in downtown for now, Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
Well, jury selection in this case begins the same day the St. Louis Board of Aldermen are expected to introduce a bill tackling traffic safety. It would allow automated traffic control systems such as red light cameras. Such cameras were ruled unconstitutional by the Missouri Supreme Court in 2015.
All right, well, let's check our weather first forecast. This morning, the rain and snow is still coming down, but this is going to taper off here shortly. Where the worst of it is now is north of St. Louis. So from Litchfield, Carrollton, even Bowling Green, you have the steady snow that's coming down. That's the blue. And then for areas where you don't see the blue or green, just the map, that's where things are starting to dry out from Washington, Missouri, down into Sullivan. And then you have a little pocket of rain and snow down in Perryville, Farmington, Bloomsdale, St. Genevieve, and Sparta. But closer to the metro, you can see south of 6440, it's dry, but you go north of that, you still do have the rain and snow coming down. And even though that's the blue there, which would denote snow, our numbers are above freezing. So as the snow falls out of the cloud, it is turning to rain, just melting on contact. So we'll have this morning. I think in the next hour, we'll be completely done with it in St. Louis. By lunchtime, the clouds will linger, 46 today and 53 for the high later on this afternoon. Look at the warm start to March. Tomorrow, we go up to 71, 20 degrees above average, and then near 80 on Sunday. Thunderstorms develop next week. We'll talk about that coming up.
Some Metrolink stations are getting makeovers. How the upcoming construction could impact your commute.
A clean slate and a fresh coat of paint. How one North County nonprofit is helping retired veterans recover through art.